Welcome to another edition of the Gator Nation Football Podcast Film Review. I'm your host, James DiVirgilio, and today we'll be looking at Florida's offense versus Eastern Washington. As always, if you like the content, follow us on social media, drop us a dono on Patreon, and listen to the podcast, where each and every Monday we bring you in-depth analysis on the Florida Gators. Although Florida took on a very overmatched opponent in the Swamp on Sunday, the first Sunday home game ever for Florida, there's plenty of things to look at on this film, not only for obviously Florida's ones, but also for their twos and even threes, as Napier played a whopping 81 players in this football game. Now, the game's going to open up right away with a very nice play here from Anthony Richardson. If you've been following us all year long, you know a couple of things already about Billy Napier. One is that he likes to run 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, 1 running back. It's his favorite formation. Florida's struggled with this all year long. Several reasons for this. One, Richardson does not like turning his back and shoulders away from the field. And you can see right away there's a point of emphasis in this football game to continue to cement home these skills. Although Napier adopted and adapted very nicely to the spread offense and a bunch of other different styles we showed in the Tennessee game, it's clear that it's very important for him to be able to run this personnel package and to have his quarterback turn his back to the field. Now, why do you want to do this? You want to do this because it's better for bringing the linebackers up in play action. When you turn your back, you are selling this to be a run play as much as possible. If instead, like we saw in the Tennessee film, Richardson sort of keeps himself square, keeps his eyes downfield, it's a little bit more difficult to bring those linebackers up. Of course, you can still do it, but there is a cost benefit to this. As we've seen, Richardson does not like turning his back all the way here. We'll keep watching this all season long, but it was a point of emphasis in this game, as you would expect, as you want to practice these concepts against overmatched opponents. We're going to run a simple post route here, deep post route here from Shorter, and Xavier Henderson is going to run routes we saw run against Tennessee, which is really just this slant corner route here. And Richardson is going to execute this nicely. He's going to stop himself here. We're not going to roll all the way out. We're going to set right here, get our read. What does it look like? What do we have? Do I like it? Right away we can see he does, and he's on time with this throw. Ball comes out quickly, finishes with the right foot forward, drives this ball 56 yards down the field, right in full stride to Shorter, who's got nice separation here for a touchdown. The key to this play, of course, is getting rid of the single high safety. So how did Florida do this? Well, that's part of the eye candy they gave with this slant corner route. By sending a slant route here to the middle, they occupied the safety's eyes as AR opens up and looks right here. He's going to ID the safety. He sees a route coming here. He knows that when Florida play actions out of 12 personnel, they tend to want to hit deep routes. He knows it. The safety knows it. Richardson knows it. Everyone knows it. So the question is, can we get this single high safety to do something wrong, which is essentially come down here and give us what we want, which is the over top throw. We do that. Richardson does that, and that allows, of course, for him to be out of the play. He's no longer in the play, and for this to be a touchdown here on the opening play for Florida. Beautifully thrown ball. That's a big reason why Richardson is high on a lot of people's draft boards when it comes to ceiling talent, tons of arm strength, and when he gets it right, it's really right. I had mentioned on the podcast a week or two ago that AR got injured after the Utah game, but before the Kentucky game. It's a lower body injury. I do not know exactly what that is. Could be a hamstring, could be an ankle, but it's definitely hampering him, and you're going to see it on the play here. We've seen this play quite a bit, so I'm not going to break it down too much anymore. It is a play teams have successfully defended quite well, and Eastern Washington's going to defend it well as well, and that is the play action rollout to the right. Teams are all over this play. No one is open. Richardson's going to make his reads. Here he's going to look high to middle, then to low. Of course, this is not actually the middle, but it's off your screen. We do not have the all-22 look here. And no one is there. He then, as always, is going to have to beat an oncoming defender, which he generally does. He'll do here. And right about here, I was in the stadium thinking he's probably going to just opt to make a business decision and go out of bounds. But instead, he's feeling a little bit feisty here. He's going to make a guy miss. And now this is where you're really going to see that he's not 100%. Although he's juking, making nice moves, right here, there's no move to open. And you can tell this because look at his leg height here as he's running. Look at the drive of his legs, right? He's going maybe halfway here with a leg drive. When you see him sprint full, you're going to see this leg take on more of that bigger circular motion, a wide open gate. He's not doing that here. Just take a look at him. He's jogging it out. And again, to me, that's the guy who's healthy enough, obviously, to play, to run, to cut, but is not healthy enough to full open his sprinting style. What we know, of course, is what makes him special in large part. It's just how fast he is, and he's definitely limited right there. Maybe a 65, 70% gait at best right there, which is still good enough for a big gain for Florida, despite the fact that Eastern Washington, of course, played this rather perfectly. 3rd down and 8 here for Richardson and the Gators, and you're going to see Eastern Washington, well, you're really not going to see it, play an inverted cover 2. Both of their safeties are going to come down here towards the sticks. There's one over here you can't see, and try to rob anything at the sticks. This is a good play call by Eastern Washington. Florida has a good play call on as well. It's a little confusing here with the route spacing. We continue to see this from Florida. It's hard for me to believe that this would be by design. Right, and the reason for this is essentially the safety who comes down in this inverted 2 can effectively cover both Whittemore and Zipperer. He can cover either one. If he throws it to Whittemore here, he can rally down and make a tackle, potentially stopping him before the first down. And if he throws it to Zipperer, he can pick this pass off. And that's actually almost what happens here is Richardson slings this ball. I mean, it winds up being a perfect pass. Whether or not Richardson actually saw the defender is up for debate. I'm going to say he did not see the defender, and it's pretty simple for as to why. Look at Whittemore here. Whittemore is screening him out. I think all he sees is Zipperer. Regardless, it doesn't really matter. It winds up being the absolute perfect throw for this situation. Otherwise, this is very well going to be a batted down pass or probably a pick. Take a look as he's standing directly in front of Zipperer. Whittemore is open. The ball should have really gone to Whittemore here regardless. That was the throw we had, but this is a problem created by route spacing yet again from Florida. Now, we have a tight screen here, but Florida is sending the running back out into the flat, which is going to occupy now this corner. He's going to sit down here. It'd be much better if Florida had instead sent Zipperer further to the sideline to create space where you're 2-on-1ing this defender, and he cannot cover both of them. And then again, you had a corner that dropped back off your screen that you can't see. So it's a little bit confusing. They wouldn't try to clarify this window more, and it's possible they did, but this spacing here is, in my opinion, not correct. That's too close together, and it leads to what could have been potentially a pick or at least a batted down ball on 3rd down and 8. Instead, we get a nice completion out of this play. AR's on the sideline now after he took just a slight low hit, kind of tweaked either his calf or his ankle or some other part of his lower body, adding to his already list of sort of nagging injuries. And our first action here for Kitna, at least throwing the football in a Florida Gators uniform. And we're going to run something that I've been calling for actually now for several weeks in the Napier offense, which is 2-on-1ing a safety down the field. So we're going to get cover 2. This is why you want to run this in cover 2. Everyone else is going to stay underneath, right? And you're going to be able to 2-on-1 this safety. 2 receivers, 1 safety. There's 1 backside safety over here. You can run a lot of things. We talked about in the podcast how one of the best things to run here is just simply a post and a corner. You both get in. So Xavier Henderson's first. He'll go first. He can go to the post or he can go to the corner. And then Ricky can go to the corner. Now, Florida's going to opt to take another combination, which works well as well, which is send Henderson to the corner and send Ricky here on this out route. Either way, you're going to 2-on-1 this safety. You're going to see the move right here. The safety cannot be right. All he's doing is backpedaling to buy time, which tells Kitna at this point in time, this throw is going to be here. Due to the play action, we've sucked up the linebacker in the corner. There we go. He's going to now recognize he needs to get some depth, but he has no idea that Ricky's even behind him. Instead, he's covering, right? Frazier's here on this route. Now, Kitna has to do a good job under some duress here to get rid of this football. We can see that it's going to be off platform. His legs are going to be facing, right? Fading, his body fading this way, but he's going to square his shoulders. This is what matters. Look at his shoulders as he throws. Square your shoulders to the target. Get around that ball with your shoulder. And Ricky makes an excellent catch and is even able to get a few more yards afterwards. So really nice ball there by Kitna. His first pass as a Gator is a good one. All right, this is a really nice run play here designed by Florida, and Eastern Washington is going to eat this like their favorite cookie, but this is going to be beautifully designed right here. First off, we're going to get Ethan White looking like a counter run. This looks like a counter as we have Ethan White and then Jonathan Odom, a redshirt sophomore, coming around to set the counter up. We're going to try to get the entire defense flowing this way. And there it is. Everything looks like a counter. It's set up like a counter. And now we really only have 2 defenders left. here on what's going to become the play side. Coming in an orbit motion is Ricky Pearsall, and there it is. There's the fake, and now we're going to leave the unblocked defender. Watch this. It looks like a counter until Odom is going to turn around with a little okey doke here, turn around. He's going to leave the unblocked man. He's not worried about him because we're counting on him getting stuck by the fake here with AR. He's going after the quarterback. He reads right now it's actually going to be reverse, but he's not going to be fast enough to get there. Odom's going to look to make sure this is completed, and it is, and now he's going to go to the first man out along with our trio of offensive linemen who are doing what they like to do best, essentially get out there and run block as far down the field as possible against undersized guys, and they are making moves, right? First off, Garage is going to check this, make sure Odom does his job, and he does. Great block, seal him out of the way. Now Garage is looking to do his job here on an undersized guy. He actually doesn't do a great job here, just getting a little tap on him. Ricky still evades him. We're fine. And you got Leonard out here, and you got Kingsley out here. They're hunting for one. Kingsley really wants one. He's full sprinting here. He wants this block. He can't get it. Setting up a one-on-one with Ricky down the sideline. Ricky's going to go ahead and give him a little stiff arm and finish this play for a Florida touchdown, which led to one of the best moments in the game, which I'm sure all of you have seen now, of course, which is Garage on the 5-yard line doing the Garage dance, I suppose. I don't know what we're going to call that, but a lot of hip thrusting, a lot of good stuff going on. Gator fans happy. Really, really nice play design here. Again, as we come out, just look at the armada of defenders here in blue blur as we move down the field. Nice block there from Odom. Really, really good play design. Nice touchdown by Florida. 2nd and 14 for Florida. Eastern Washington is going to play man defense here with a single high safety, and Florida is going to run a crosser basically with their fastest player here, Xavier Henderson. This play is almost impossible to stop if you are a superior athlete, and all he's going to do here is dig up the field, giving an entire end zone. Really, there it is. Just a slight little move like this, like you see here, to create a big window. Richardson, again, in his favorite set here. This is the kind of action he likes, keeping his eyes downfield. Same pre- and post-snap picture, watching what happens. Confidently opens his body to move the safety this way, knowing this is his primary target. Opens his body, moves the safety, and throws an absolute dime. It's tempting to put this ball flat and here, but a trailing defender could catch up, make a play on that. Instead, put it here where you have lots of orange grass to go to. Beautiful play by Richardson. Excellent touchdown by Florida. This is a pass that Richardson will definitely want back. He could have made this pass, of course. He's going to wind up not making this pass, but he definitely could have made this pass. And what we're going to get here is a dig route from Shorter. We're going to get a seam go route from Henderson, and we're going to get a little fake orbit motion and then a check down route from Ricky. There's your motion. Now Richardson going to turn his back again to the field. This is his less desirable move. He's not as comfortable with this as we've seen. Snap the head around. Get your post-snap picture. What has changed from your pre-snap read? What do you have? Now I don't have, again, the all-22 view here to show you, but what I can tell you for sure is everything looks good right now. We're good. Right foot plants. Now we're good. Now we're going to read high to low. The high read is Henderson. He wants to see what have the safeties done. Our corner's going with him. What do I have space-wise? And if you like this throw, let's say right now, even though you can't see anything on your screen, if AR liked this throw, he'd be getting ready to wind up and throw this football in this next step. Right foot would hit. He would drive. He'd be throwing. You can see right now he's not winding up, and he's not throwing. Now, that's okay. What that would tell you is this is not a great read. Now he's hitching. Take a look here. A little hitch. Yeah, I don't like it. Okay, I like it. So all of that is going to lead to this underthrow. He still could have made this throw if he didn't have a breakdown of his body's momentum. Little hitch route. Notice how he's leaning back here. He's lost his leg drive. His right foot's not going to follow through. This becomes just a sort of lazy throw. And of course, he's throwing it into quadruple coverage. If he gets the same throw off earlier he did to Shorter, this ball's out here, and this is actually a touchdown. It's still a bad decision. This would not be the right decision, even if he completes this pass, because, of course, all four of the backfield defenders here for Eastern Washington went back with Henderson, which obviously meant the dig route here was wide open, as only the linebackers could have covered that, and you can see they're just 3 yards across the line of scrimmage. So what should have happened is his right foot should hit right here. He should see that all four defenders have vacated. He knows, obviously, that Eastern Washington cannot run with Xavier Henderson. If he waits long enough, he's got a big arm. He can still fit this in, but you want to treat every opponent as though it is Alabama or the best opponent you're going to face on your schedule, so you learn to make optimal decisions, in which case right now he should be setting up to throw this dig route to shorter and take a 15 or 20-yard gain. And if that wasn't there for some reason, which of course it is there, let's imagine this guy went back faster, then he takes his check down here to Ricky, who's also going to gain at least 10 yards, perhaps more, if we get a nice block here. Instead, he forces this throw. Again, he could have made it. This isn't the worst thing in the world. He didn't throw this where the safeties were on top of Henderson. That would have been way worse. Henderson is actually going to be open, which you're going to see from a different angle here in a second. What I also like on the sideline is Napier's going to come over to him and say, hey, let's look at the big screen together here. Take a look here, big fella. Look at the big screen. I want you to watch what happened here. I want you to see that you had 4 defenders going back, which meant your intermediate route was open. High, intermediate, low. Take those reads. When high's not there, go right to your intermediate, even if you can make that hero throw. Richardson right here with a clean pocket, of course, elects not to do this. Now, this tape's late. Again, he's throwing the ball. So I showed you his right foot hit here. If he was ready to throw it deep, he would have thrown it by here. He would have thrown the intermediate route by here, in which case Shorter has all this space. Plus, he has 10 yards to the north of him to make this pass. This linebacker is now escaping to get into this window. When you see this here, you could think, oh, this was covered. This was not covered. This is where the ball should have went. And now you can see what AR is looking at. If you have AR's arm, Henderson is only going to continue to increase the distance between him and the safety. He's not going to catch him. He cannot catch him. And if this ball is thrown where it should be thrown over here, this is another touchdown bomb, but it's still, again, take a look. He's in the lead. He can't get him. This ball goes over here towards the F. We're walking in the end zone, right? Look, he's running away from everyone. So I don't hate this because he was the furthest man. But I don't like this because you want your quarterbacks to play optimal. And that's what I like Napier doing. Rather than Napier just saying, hey, no big deal, way to take a shot, you had a look. Napier is saying optimal play. Always take the highest EV play. So good learning opportunity here for AR. All right, here comes a cover 3 beater for Florida. We've talked about 2-on-1ing safeties in the podcast. We talked about it during the Dan Mullen era. It's definitely my favorite way to attack. Attack as far down the field as you can, creating 2-on-1s. Not just down here in the flats or against a linebacker, but actually against a safety. Now, if a corner is going to drop and play cover 3, he becomes essentially a safety, and you can 2-on-1 that side of the field. Florida is going to do that here. You're going to get a clear out route from Shorter, and you are going to get an over route here all the way across the field. This corner is going to pass him off. He's in cover 3. His job is to keep everything in between him. This other cover 3 corner, and safety in the middle. So it's a funnel. So he's going to let him go, which means you need your linebackers to come drop underneath this, right? Which is not going to happen here. They're too late because of why? The play action, which again, we are turning our back all the way. We're selling this maximally, something AR is not comfortable with, something Billy wants him to get comfortable with because it sucks the linebackers up so much. We now have a nice big window. This time, AR is very quick to get into this throw, which is excellent, and drives down with a missile, right on target here, absolute missile. And look at the space this has created. It does not get much easier than that. This is a nice play here for Dejon Reynolds. We've seen him on film before. He's wide open. He's got a lot of grass, and he is going to take this for a huge Florida gain on a nice cover 3 beater. Here is Shorter, who ran the corner all the way off down the field. So very nice play design there from Florida. All right, 2nd and 1 now for Florida. AR is a bit dinged up. He's going to want this one back, though. Florida's going to run a split zone concept. AR has the zone read. Split zone here because of a tight end coming. It's a choice. He makes the read. AR should be reading this end, but he should be recognizing that if it's just one guy coming, he has the block on this, right? And that's the key. They're running a scrape exchange here where he's going to come down the line, aggressively play the running back. He's aggressively playing AR, but there is not a third man here. And because there's not a third man here, AR should keep this ball and come out the backside. And you're going to see him recognize this. He hands it off. If he doesn't hand it off, again, we have a block here. We're coming out the backside. He hands it off to Montrell. Montrell's going to get tackled by the scraping, by the immediate attack of the defensive end. And AR is going to recognize this. Watch AR's reaction here. He's going to look back and know. There it is, right? He knows he messed this up because he's probably walking in the end zone here, even with a 60% gate. He knows it. He's got to remember here he's in split zone. I think he just defaulted to thinking, hey, this is a zone read. I don't have my split zone blocker, but he does. That's a layup. He's walking in the end zone. Unfortunately for Florida, this actually winds up being a loss on the play. So poor read there by AR. All right, 3rd and 3 now. This is not AR's finest two-play sequence. He had a great game in this game, though. He played really well. Again, he's still a young quarterback. He's going to make these mistakes. A lot of veteran quarterbacks make these mistakes, but we're going to open up on 3rd and 3. This is his preferred method of operation. He's not having to turn his back to the field. He's going to open and make a read. Right away, what he should be reading is, obviously on this side, he's going to have 3 receivers working the right side. He has a corner that's low and bailing. He's got a single high safety. Florida's going to be running a smash concept on this side, where they're sending a corner here. We're going to send a hitch route here, and we're sending a running back into the flat. Before this play even has time to develop, AR is already choosing to go here. What he should be doing is what he normally does. He ought to be first. Let's watch his eyes first. ID the safety. He's too quick to open up here. And this is when you can tell that he's uncomfortable, right? On past film studies, you'll see the AR will take this snap. He'll hold the eyes of the safety much longer than this. You can see right away he opens up. Now the timing is off. Timing's off. He's ready to throw, and he shouldn't be ready to throw. He should still be looking at the safety, dropping back, setting his foot here. Now he should read grass here, right? And if he did that, he would see he could have grass. He could not have grass. Depends on what this corner happens. But if instead he's still looking here, this corner is going to have to bail further if he wants to take away that corner route. And if he takes away that, then what have we done here? We've effectively 2-on-1'd this linebacker, which is the point of this play. It's why you run a smash concept. This is a high, intermediate, low read, right? Except he's thrown the timing off. He's gone too quick. He's gone too early. This ball location's a little bit, high and out, which is fine. But instead of having this defender pulled further back here and having this defender pulled here with your hitch route, he's now allowed him to drive down early. Montrell's got to try to make a play, and he's unable to get there. So again, that's 2 plays in a row on AR. Play design there was fine. Should have resulted in a first down. Timing was off, and you can see this on film with him. When the fundamentals of quarterbacking break down, it makes a good play harder. A good play harder because the defense can get a much better read on where you're going. So again, good stuff to put on film here. It's one reason why Florida really wanted to play this game, is you want these reps against opponents. Jalen Kitna back in the game. And Florida's going to let him throw his second pass of his career here. And if you've seen any Chad Powers skits there with Eli Manning, this just reminds me of this. Hey, let's run a go. Let's get it on tape. Let's just run a go. Let's keep things simple. We know Florida likes to run this route. Florida's going to get everything they want here with the safety coming down, rotating the single high on this side of the field, leaving a one-on-one matchup here with a freshman, Caleb Douglas, who Napier calls payday out of Texas. He has tons of space to run this sideline or this fade go. And now Kitna just needs to do his job, which first is to just hold. Why is he holding here for a second? You just want to kind of hold for a second. Just keep everyone frozen. Make sure no one helps out. Make sure the safety's not quickly going over here. Read your safety first. There's your safety. Read, glue onto him. Okay, he's good. He can't get him. I'm going to keep myself glued. Then bing, snap your head around to your target. I know I have a window now. It lets me make a good throw. Drive your right foot. There it is. Drive down. Get your feet underneath you. Sling a dime, and this is in fact a dime. Look at that. I mean, that you could not make a better pass here, right in the window to Caleb Douglas. He finishes this play for a touchdown. Kitna off to a hot start, 2 for 2, with one of those being a go route touchdown. Nice ball, Kitna. It's 45-3. The game, of course, is well in hand, but Eastern Washington is not going to be afraid to play cover 0 here. They say, we don't care. We still don't think you're passing with Kitna, and we are coming here on a cover 0, Florida working man-to-man, and they're going to elect to run a play-action rollout to the right. Now, I've talked about this before. I don't love this all the time, and one of the reasons is what you're going to see here. I'd much rather have him stay here. Florida has a great offensive line. By rolling out your quarterback, you're rolling him into, an unblocked defender, which again, is this by design? Yeah, it's by design. I don't think you need it. I think you'd be better off keeping him in the pocket, and you can still run the same action, and I'll tell you why. Imagine that Kitna runs this fake and settles here instead. If he does, he immediately has this throw, which is wide open with a bailing, right? He's just bailing. He's like, I'm not going to get beat deep. He's bailing. And he still has this throw. He has either one of these throws. Instead, he now has to roll out with a man in his face, right? And now he really can't make this throw. Ayard make this throw. Kitna here's got to really wind up. He's going to take this throw, which is also the right throw, by the way. It's 4th down and 2. This is the right play by Kitna. Everything he does here is correct. This is a freshman in Etienne who's run his route incorrectly. He's lost control of the fact that on 4th down and 2, when he sneaks out of here, he needs to locate the sticks and make sure he runs this route to the sticks. If he does run it to the sticks, here, this ball gets thrown by Kitna right to him. He already has the first down, and no matter what happens, he's okay. Instead, this ball's behind him by Kitna, so it's bad ball placement. It's behind him by Kitna. Why is that? Because we had pressure here by design, but still it forces a bad throw. Now we're turning upfield, and now the second mistake by Etienne is this is not first down. On first down or second down, sure, maybe you want to try to make a big play here, but instead this is where you just take your first down. Put your head down, engage this guy, keep the sticks moving. He wants to make a bigger play, gets his feet taken out from underneath him, and does not get it. So again, this is why you play these games. It's great to have this stuff on film for a player as explosive as Etienne is. One of the things Trevor's got to learn is, hey, sometimes you just have to take the first down, and details matter. Run your route here, not here. Catch the ball, turn straight upfield, get the first down, right? This is not the time to try to make a guy miss, not on 4th down. Keep the chains moving. Kitna does everything right here, just struggles with the ball placement on this one, which is a tough throw. Either way, Florida does have 2 receivers wide open on 4th down, which, like we talked about in the Tennessee game, is what you want to see. Are the players open? Yes, they are. We just don't execute here, and Eastern Washington gets a stop. All right, 1st and 10 for Florida. Former 5-star Lorenzo Lingard in the game. A guy who's been grinding it on special teams, looking for his chance to touch the ball. He played really nicely here late in this game. It was good to see him, a guy who's really seemingly been a great team player, despite having tons of talent that has not yet materialized to anything important for this football team as far as playing on offense. But he's going to get his moment here, and this could have been a big moment. We have Leonard at center. Florida playing again a lot of players in this game. They played 81 different players in this game. Tons of freshmen, walk-on players, 2s and 3s, all the way down the depth chart. And this is going to be a big play. So Leonard executes the double team here. Quick double here. Once that's under control, he needs to seal this here. And if he does, we've got an inside zone run that is going to be big. All that's left is the safety. Lorenzo would come flying through this gap one-on-one versus safety with a chance to make a real highlight. Instead, Leonard just snipes himself here, loses his balance. The linebacker is now sitting in the hole, and Lingard takes this for a nice gain. This is a nice 7-yard gain, but this could have been so much more. So Florida 1 block away here from a really nice opening touch from Lingard as it stands. Still a nice gain. Kitna is going to execute a really nice high, medium, low read here, or high, intermediate, low read. Florida again in 12 personnel, the favorite set. Going to get a split zone look here. Split zone look, fake to Lingard, roll out, and a set. The routes Florida's running here are going to be an over. You need a clear out go route, and then you're going to have a check down from Lingard. And let's watch how Kitna reads this out. There's your fake. Snap your head around. Now take your post-snap picture. What's changed from your pre-snap read? What does your post-snap picture tell you? First, I'm going to read deep. What do I see deep? You can't see it on your screen, but that is completely covered. He's got 2 men on top of him. Okay, what do I see now to the middle? I see all 3 of these defenders going back on my over route. That is now covered as well. What do I then go to next? I go to my low route and my check down. No one's there. That's the right decision. Fire that ball off on time. Lingard makes a nice play. So you basically take a high, medium, low read right on time, quick progression, easy completion, nice play design. The very next play, Florida's going to roll out again out of 12 personnel. The risk of this, bad snap first of all, right? Bad snap here from Leonard. Doesn't normally play center, but he's a backup. Going to get a fake here to Lingard again. They're going to bring pressure just like they would typically against AR off the edge. Teams know Florida wants to roll out. They know they want to get on the edges. Here's your pressure off the edge. Now as a quarterback, you know if they're bringing pressure off the edge of the corner, you want to throw the ball to where the pressure came from, which means this is where your open grass is. Kitna right away identifies this is a corner. I saw that pre-snap. I knew where he was. I saw he was lined up over here. Pre-snap, I saw it. Now post-snap, get your new picture. He doesn't even have time to read down the field. He knows the corner has come. And if the corner is in his face, he knows this is the grass he must throw to. Set the feet, get the ball out. Feet set, ball out, Boom, right in his face mask. Really nice play here by Kitna. You can tell, obviously, he's put a lot of work into the mental part of the game. That's a quick recognition, quick understanding of where to go. He does not try to look deep. He immediately takes a shallow route. Again, throw where the blitz came from, and then a nice completion and a first down here, moving the sticks on first down. Nice play there, Kitna. 3rd and goal for Florida. Florida's going to get a nice block here from Josh Braun on the outside. Richie Leonard's going to just sort of get taken for a ride here, but it's going to work out okay. He tries to do the right thing, and then he's going to make sure he tries to turn this defender to the inside of the field. We're going to rip technique, keep him here. We're going to run him here with Barber, who's playing left tackle now, getting a ton of reps in this game. We're going to try to rip him out here, create a nice gap, and then it's up to Braun to finish this play with a block, which he's going to do. He's going to take out 1, and really 2 are sort of trapped by Braun here as Lengard cuts this correctly up into this gap here and finishes this nicely. Great blocking by Florida. Nice touchdown. Yes, it's 45-3, but you really want to see all levels of your football team, including your walk-ons, executing your play concepts correctly. Sure, they might not have the talent to get out and block as well. Prime example here is we're going to create a double. We're going to come here and look to get a block on this player, and we're not even going to get anything. But that's okay, right? That's okay. That's why you want to give them reps. You want to get them on film. You want to give them a chance to see what they can do. But either way, for Florida, nice touchdown here and a nice finish to a nice game, essentially, for this offense. We still have a few more plays to go here, but great to see Lengard get in the end zone. Again, he's been working hard as a Gator. Nice to see him hit pay dirt. 2nd and 7 now for Florida. In the slot is number 22, Khalil Jackson. He's a 3rd-generation Gator. Grandfather Willie Jackson played, father Will Jackson Jr., and then his uncle Terry Jackson played under Spurrier and also helped run football operations for a while. And this is a really nice catch by Khalil here. We've seen him before on film. I've actually had him before in this film study when he's gotten time. Corner route here, hitch route here, a little smash concept against cover 2. Exactly what you want to run. Easy throw for Kitna. He's going to just open up right away, ID it. He knows he has cover 2 pre-snap. He sees he has it post-snap right away. He knows all he has to do is watch this corner, which is what he's doing right now. Watch the corner. Corner stays low. Boom. Open up. Stick this route. Really nice eye control from Kitna. Cerebral quarterback puts the ball right on him, and this is a fantastic grab. So fantastic. Goes up with 2 hands, has it with 2, and then secures it with 1. And lands with the left arm. Look at this. Boom. Got it. That is clean. Show the ball. That's a great catch from Khalil. That's just a great catch on a smash concept. Really nice play. Obviously, in games like these, teams across the country play so many people on their roster. But I think Napier played even more, going just way down to giving everyone he could a touch. All these guys that are working so hard and generally are not getting a lot of shine in games. He's giving them a touch. He's giving them a chance to put something on film. He's going to make them work even harder for their next opportunity because they're getting a chance to actually play the game. So I loved that by Napier, and great work there by Khalil. All right, last play of this film review for Eastern Washington, and I have to end it with this because why not? Well, the camera's going to cut away, and right now I think Napier's in the headset saying, hey, look, if these guys jump off sides and our offensive line doesn't move again, vis-a-vis Florida State of the old days and other schools that have done this, I'm not going to be happy. I don't want to make James unhappy on this film review. He's getting tired of seeing, hold on, wait a minute. Wait, what in the headset? I'm sorry. What are we doing? Why do I see our offensive lineman standing still here and a bunch of Eastern Washington guys chasing after my backup quarterback and my running back, the only one blocking again? What is going on? Why are we running the statue offensive line play where we throw the ball out of bounds? Now, I've talked about this before. Why do I not like this? Well, because Eastern Washington did jump off sides, which means Florida's going to get 5 yards. But you're almost guaranteeing that you can't ever get more than 5 yards. This is a free play in football. If I get a free play, you better believe I want all these guys to block because I want to be able to take a shot in the end zone. It's a free play. They can pick it off. They can do whatever they want. Instead, Florida's going to say, we don't trust our offensive line to execute that. We think they're going to get jump happy, and we don't want to commit penalties. So we're going to take the lowest expected value move, which is to literally not move and look like a bunch of statues where at least we got someone watching the play. He's like, I'm going to want to see what happens here. Is he going to die? Is he going to get murdered back here? Oh, no, he's just going to throw it away. But you know what? Great discipline by the offensive line. We're going to celebrate them for standing still and then get a 3rd and 5. Look at that. Let's celebrate that. I hate it. I hate it, and I wish it would go away. I don't like that tactic. Again, there's a reason why it's not used in the NFL pretty much at all. I understand the NFL. You trust your linemen not to jump when someone's jumping on the offsides area. But I also think in the SEC at Florida, you can tell your linemen, hey, look, let's not jump when they jump offsides. But if we snap the ball, let's block. Let's make something happen because we have a free play. So that's where we'll end it for the Eastern Washington film breakdown. I hope you enjoyed this offensive breakdown. I'll be back with you next week where I break down the film against Missouri, who obviously put a lot of good stuff on their own film set against Georgia this past weekend. That's all for now. I'm James from the Gator Nation Football Podcast.